We are live. Hello. Today, guys, we are back with our third Emerald Legacy live stream. We've got that momentum going now, and I'm feeling so good about everything with where we're at right now. I want to keep the ball rolling. I feel like we've been making some really good progress, just like getting some ideas going, and there's a lot of excitement right now. And I was like, let's just like keep that energy, you know? It's like it's just like it's rolling, you know? So I wanted to take some time today, and rather than like focusing on anything specifically, I kind of just wanted to like take an hour or two and really like open the floor to you guys to just like explore some ideas. I feel like I haven't really done this for a stream for a legacy game before. So I think this is going to be like kind of like talking with chat and being like, what are some ideas that you guys have that you think could be implemented into and the legacy sort of like framework. So there's just some rules I will say, and if for anyone that's in the chat, the rules are pinned in the comments. But basically, just do not make any type suggestions or ask for type suggestions. Don't ask for anything related to a physical special split. And remember that Ghost and Dark have been swapped. So now that Ghost does physical special damage and Dark does physical damage. So just something to keep in mind. Yeah, last night got a little hairy, so we're gonna come at this a little bit better. Now, I want to actually just take a note. Randomly in the middle of the night, someone tipped 75 Australian dollars to say please nerf Surf. So I don't know why we're not getting the knowledge for that. But Luke, if you're out there, I thought this would be a good thing to actually start with, since you're very passionate about this, obviously. Said $75 for putting Surf to 75 power. That gives Waterfall, Dive, and Muddy Water a niche. So, I like outside of the legacy context of just fixing the game, I think it would make so much sense for Surf to be like a 75, maybe even 65 power move. So like a mid-power water move. And then, because you get it around the 5th gym, and then for Waterfall to be like Surf, because it's the 8th gym, that would make Surf, that would make Water like tier up really nicely. Unfortunately, Surf being overpowered is just so ingrained into the Pokemon culture, lore. There's just no game where like that is such a fundamental change that it makes the game not feel like Emerald. Like making Surf bad is just like, well, no, that's like it's the best move in the game. I would argue in terms of being able to give it to every single Pokemon that learn like any Pokemon that can learn it, you can just give it to. There's no investment. Like it's not like Ice Beam where you only get one of them. It's just an HM. It's free. It's 5th gym, 95 power, 100% accuracy, hits both enemies in double. Like it's so good, but it's so integral to the game that you can't do anything to it, unfortunately. And it sucks because you could make a better game, but it would be a less familiar game. And so for that reason, yeah. But I wanted to hit that because I saw that this morning. So unfortunately, it's just not doable. So going off of that, I guess another place I wanted to sort of touch base on was we finished talking about Swampert's Muddy Water, and I really don't think I like 100% down hit. Even at 70 power, I think that's too much. There's a reality that Swampert is like, I don't know what the right decision is, but personally, I almost think like a 50% speed down and maybe like a 20% either defense boost to Swampert or like 20% accuracy would probably be better, and then bring up the power to like 85. So it's like slightly weaker Surf, but like with some cool effects maybe. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm gonna write that down just to start things off of Muddy Water. Just kind of getting that kind of like neat effect. So Muddy Water to 50% speed drop and 20% or accuracy or def up. So yeah, there we go. From here though, guys, I did kind of want to open the floor to just people in the chat. Super Zach says, I've got a whole list of misc changes I've gathered from chat if you want to see them. Zach, if you want to throw in your favorite suggestion you've seen, I really just want to start with that. But yeah, ooh, that's a good question. Shiftry is one of my favorites. Please make him good. Yeah, so I can actually just show you guys some what we've done for Shiftry so far. So Shiftry's actually got some fixes, mostly in the learn set. But you can see what like we've kind of been like thinking with Shiftry. And again, I always got to remind you that nothing is permanent. But with Shiftry, like knock off, fake out, razor leaf, synthesis, feign attack, sunny day, swagger, razor wind, leaf blade, extra sensory. I think that's overall like a pretty good set. C-Dot probably is. Oh, C-Dot gets bullet seed. Right. So you start with bullet seed, and then you also get leech seed, which is kind of nice. So we've done some nice things for Shiftry, and we'll continue to monitor. Most of these are visual quality of life, is what I was asking. Oh, yeah. So visual quality of life stuff. I'm not totally sure on yet. There's a few changes to the map I do want to make. So it says Shiftry needs a high tier dark move at the end of the game. I kind of agree with that. Unfortunately, I think feign attack is the strongest move it can get. The only thing stronger than feign attack in Gen 3 is crunch. But because a lot of Pokemon, it doesn't make sense for them to learn crunch, we've made feign attack a 70 power move. So I do think that's probably like the best you're going to get for dark type. It's really sad. Like they added so many moves for dark type in this game, and nothing at all is damaging. Like it's like is knockoff dark or is knockoff, either way, knockoff doesn't matter. Like taunt, you know, it's a lot of stuff like that in this generation, and crunch remains the strongest move, which is really unfortunate for dark type. So I think if there was a type that was going to see another strong move, it would probably be dark. And I don't know what you'd want to change, because you'd want to like make this move like generically applicable, like feint attack, you know what I mean? Like that's just like can kind of be thrown on anyone, whereas crunch there is like a requirement for having a jaw. So RG Antsy with the super chat, that's a 20 bomb. I need to see some hearts in the chat. Let's see some heart emojis. And RG says, oh hey, I actually made the stream today. Hey, what's up? Looking forward to see some fitting moveset changes. Yeah, I think movesets is a big one. Like the thing with Emerald is a lot of Pokemon actually get a decent move early. Like if you want to look at Makuhita Gen 3, I think it's a great example of what Gen 3 learn sets look like. So you get this like really good move at level 13. Like a 70 base power stab move at level 13 is incredible. Like that is very strong. Zigzagoon gets headbutt at around the same level. Poochyena gets bite. Tailo gets like wing attack. Kirlia gets psychic at like 26. So I think that there's a lot of really interesting stuff there. In the sense that like they were starting to make improvements, but they weren't committal enough. So everything gets like one kind of good move, but then there's no upgrade. Like there's just nothing better as terms of fighting moves. You're just stuck with that all game unless you want to invest Brick Break for 5 more power, and you shouldn't. Make Flash do 1 damage and Skirt Stake 3.99 per pound. What? I don't really understand Flash doing 1 damage. I don't see how that would change the game in any meaningful way. And Slifer says, could Manectric learn Shadow Ball through TM where Bite, Crunch are now physical and it's a special attacker? I know. Because so this line would learn Bite, and it would make sense for it to get Crunch, but they were cowards and didn't give it Crunch. But now that Bite is going to be excuse me, physical, Shadow Ball oddly does feel like necessary for Manectric. It does get Howl though, so that's true. It might be able to still. Like Manectric, I think doesn't have great attack, but it's not nothing, if I want to say. 75. Yeah. Man, I will say, like, I feel like Manectric is yeah, we could at least give it Crunch. That's true. Shadow Ball is just a little, like, I would rather just give it Crunch and maybe give it access to Shadow Ball too as a TM, but I would like to give it Crunch. But I want to say though, like, I feel like Manectric is a little overrated. Like, I don't know, does anyone else feel that? And I say that in terms of like when you compare it to Magneton. I feel like Magneton is better than Manectric because you get Electrike before the what is it, before the Electric Gym, so it's not very good there. Then you have the Fire Gym where it's like just getting really, like, it's really weak, so it gets dusted. It kind of gets dusted in the next gym. Like, it's just like a lot of high power fights where it doesn't have an advantage in it. And then you, like, once you get through the 5th gym, like, you get to the you get past the 5th gym, you can now go actually just catch a Manectric at level 26 on the Surf Route, east of Mauville. But at that time, you can, like, so it's like as soon as Manectric starts to get good, basically you can catch a Magneton, and Magneton has like 13 resistances counting poison, so 12 in an immunity. Just click A is the reason why. All right, first Streamlabs donation. Where's where's the sound? Why is there no text to speech? D-Dubs says you made rules, but rules are made to be broken. Well, I can allow it because you donated $25. Too many Pokemon depend on the physical special split. Absol, Banette, Mightyena, Sneasel is just a brief list of Pokemon that suck without a split. So the thing I'm really curious is I've been seeing a lot of comments like this, and it makes me question if these are people that haven't played the previous 2 Legacy games. Because I think, like, the thing is people are getting really caught up on, you've changed these 2 things around, there must be nothing else you can do to make these Pokemon good. A very easy thing, well, actually, the thing is you say, like, a Sneasel depends on a physical special split, but our fix actually saves Sneasel because Sneasel depends on high attack with its dark moves. Yes, it's bad with ice, you're right. But here's the thing, okay? As a kid, you grew up playing Emerald, and you learned a very specific way that this game plays and feels. And every time you say, well, I want to change it, okay, because I want to change it, there is a balancing act that must be made. And you say, well, because this one specific Pokemon, like Absol, is shafted by this, actually, Absol is another Pokemon that is helped with this fix, I should mention. You know, but we're not going to, like, implement an entire system and utterly change the game just for Banette. There's so many other ways you can fix Banette, and I think that people are getting really caught up on this. So we are just getting utterly spammed with donations right now. This is ridiculous. But the thing that I want to say is that, what's that? Oh, can I help you? No. Liv's asking me to be quiet, but she says thank you for the donations. Oh, yeah. No. I'm excited. So anyway, I really appreciate the donation, but I just want to get that out there that, like, if you are here to say, like, add a physical special split, you don't understand what the goal of this ROM hack is. And I think you need to maybe go back and, like, watch the Pokemon Yellow Legacy announcement video where I said Pokemon Yellow is bad, so like I'm fixing it. Because there's like a very specific philosophy, and I think if you guys want to be involved in this, you're gonna have to like understand the goals. So much love, dude. I mean no harm, but I just want everyone to be on the same page when I say that. And this is the great thing is a Pokemon like Banette that I agree is gonna miss out. There's things we can do for it, and don't worry, like we're aware of how these things interact and how to like maybe help a Pokemon like Banette. But a Pokemon like Absol is actually gonna be helped. Mightyena is gonna be helped. What was the other one? Was Sneasel is going to be helped. So there's a lot of Pokemon that are actually benefiting from this change, and it's more upside than it is downside, which is part of the decision-making process. Now, I'm getting overwhelmed with donations, so I need to continue on, but thank you so much. We have Red says, in-game events that give us the Eon tickets. Absolutely. That is some of the coolest stuff in Gen 3, okay? You've got all these like cool islands that you can go to catch like mythical Pokemon. We're gonna add it in. It's such an easy fix. It opens up the post game. Like it's places that I've never even been in Emerald. So I'm actually really excited for that stuff. Let's get this song rolling again because it's such a banger. So Slytherin says with the 20 bomb, that's hearts. I need to see some hearts. Since getting a feedback is so difficult, maybe including a gift Feebas as a reward for winning your first contest or an NPC who gives it. That's a really good idea. I never even thought about that. Yeah, I feel like I feel like Feebas is like a Pokemon that would be really fun to raise like 0 to hero vibe. And so actually, I think that would be a really like integrated way. Like if you beat the beauty contest, like just like the initial intro to the beauty contest, the very first one, you get like, I guess just a free Feebas. I think that's a really cool idea. And a lot of people do as well. So I really like that. So thank you. Mr. Brightside. Really loved the last 2 hacks and looking forward to this one. Sorry if this has been asked a million times, but will the Gen 1 to 3 Gen 3 National Pokedex be possible in this? Yeah, so we're going to expand the Ho Index, which is pre-post game, a little bit. Really just filling in the types that need it. Like Ice is gonna probably get Sneasel, Swinub, maybe Jinx. I don't really want to add Jinx in, but they just need more ice types, unfortunately. Sneasel and Swinub, I think, are like definite yeses. What was the other one? Is post game? We will make all 300 and whatever Pokemon available. So yes, you will be able to complete the Pokedex. But not until post-game. Because if you add all Pokemon in before post-game, it's just going to get bloated and it's going to like really hurt the experience because you're just going to have decision like overwhelming, and then you'll like be so upset that you can't choose like 12 Pokemon that you just will feel bad in choosing your 6. So less decisions are often better. Novakai with the 50 bomb as well. By the way, thank you so much, Mr. Brightside. Good to see you here again. And Novakai says, glad to be able to catch one of these live. I was wondering if you would consider flipping special Sceptice attack and special attacks, making him a physical sweeper. It's move pool. So I've seen a lot of people saying that they want it to be a special sweeper. But I don't really think that that's true. Like I've seen a lot of people say that, and I actually like disagree. Like Sceptile is a grass type, so first and foremost, like I think Sceptile is a grass type, and I don't think that it really, like in that alone, wants to be. Like I think you guys got to take off your future gen hats, and you really need to put on your early gen hat. You need to think like a Gen 3 developer, okay? If you liked Crystal Legacy, you liked it because we thought like Gen 2 developers. We said like, okay, what has this game established? And in that context, Sceptile is a special attacker. Like it's a grass type user. Its best move is a grass move. So you're bringing these like Gen 4 and on sort of like paradigms into a game that those don't exist in. And the other thing is that I think the starters are meant to be a physical attacker, a mixed attacker, and a special attacker. And I think not having a single special attacking starter would be really weird. So I've been seeing that comment all the time. But I just think that would make Sceptile feel so weird and foreign. So unfortunately, like it doesn't really work for the line. But thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I need to see some parts for this man because, dude, Jesus, 50 bomb. Thank you. That's a flex. So thank you. I am just trying to get through these super chats, and then we will get to. Actually, let's take a quick break from super chats. I will get to you, Shadow. There's a few more that I got to get to. But let's just focus on chat as well, because I want to give people that aren't donating also a chance to answer some stuff. Sceptile is considered the best grass type in the Battle Frontier. Yeah. Sceptile is Gen 3 Scyther. Yeah, I think it can learn some more cutting moves that are physical, but I don't know. Ooh, Liquid Sharingan with the Metagross in the room. Has Beldum been addressed? I think Beldum should probably be available in the game. So I've actually made a video that's not out yet. But I kind of like the idea of I kind of like, okay. So early pseudos were designed in a way that you get them super early level, they suck until you evolve them, and then they're good. Like Dragonite, Tyranitar, I guess technically Metagross, because Metagross, you can't even use it, right? Even Salamence to an extent is like not good until you evolve it fully. Garchomp is a Pokemon that you can get early, and it actually provides utility and like it actually contributes to a playthrough. And why I think Garchomp is so beloved as a pseudo is that contribution. And holy shit, Novakai with the 100 bomb. I will get to you, and I see you. I think that Garchomp feels so exceptionally loved because you get time with it as Gible and Gabite. And in that, you get to really like get that bond that like Pokemon is all about, of like, this Pokemon has helped me through my whole run. Whereas it's not like I am babysitting a Dratini from level 15. Later Pokemon generations do pseudos differently, where you basically often get them at like level 2 levels before they evolve, and then it's just like a quick add-on for a power boost for your team. I don't like either of those approaches, and I really like the Garchomp approach, where you are building towards this powerhouse, and before it's finally evolved, it's not the best. Like, Gabite is not the best Pokemon you could be running, but it's got ground type, it's got decent stats, it's going to contribute, it's going to be great against any electric Pokemon. It's useful, but you can use it, and it's okay, and then you evolve it, and it's a monster. And there's just something that feels so good about that. So on the Beldum question, I like the idea for pseudos in general to be early. I think that maybe it was right to put Tyranitar or Larvitar early in Gen 2. It's not the best, unfortunately. So like if we were going to put Beldum in the early game to pick up and run it for the whole game, I think it would really, really want like some decent moves, because as is, Beldum is awful. If people are saying Streamlabs isn't working, that's okay. You might just have to. I'm gonna get to super chats, by the way, and all the donos. I'm just gonna like I said, I just want to give people a chance that aren't donating to get some words into, because I can get a little overwhelmed in the super chats. And thank you to everyone with the super chats. So Beldum evolves into Metang starting at level 20, which evolves into Metagross at 45. That's actually sick. Like that's so early. That's amazing. It's so cool. But stats, understandably awful. That's fine. Like Beldum can be awful. The thing is, at least it's a Steel type and Steel Psychic actually. So it has pretty good resistances. It also isn't. It isn't like Dark and Ghost aren't super effective to it in this gen. So it's really only got 2 weaknesses and only a few things that hit it for good and tons of resistances. You know what I'm getting at though is the problem. The problem with this guy is still only learns 1 move until it evolves. Now you could say, okay, it evolves at level 20. So fine, I guess. But does Metang, and I'm genuinely curious, does Metang have a good learn set in Gen 3? Honestly, this slide is kind of set up to fill the role of what I'm talking about. Because it's a Steel type, like that's great. The only thing I would think is like maybe it would want Psybeam around like 28 or 30. But it gets its 2 stab moves, right? Its stats aren't great. But like 75 and 80 or 75 and 55's not amazing. Oh my god, Nova Guy. Thank you so much. As I said, we will get to all your donations. I've seen you, I've read them. Yeah. So excuse me. So I think that like this might fall into the category of Gabite if it was available in a playthrough. It would be a great option for Brawley and Watson. I think it would be really interesting. And I think the thing with a pseudo is that unlike a starter, which is kind of good the whole game, it's like you basically hold out like 10 to 15 more levels, but the end result is better. And I think that's the trade-off in a pseudo. And I actually think that this stat spread with Steel Psychic typing is actually like probably solid. If anything, I feel like I worry 45 is too early, and I wouldn't change that probably. But I do think Metagross is actually set up to be a pretty good starter if it was early. We did that with Larvitar and it was universally loved. Yeah. So I think that would be pretty cool. It can't make great use of its psychic moves, but it's still fine, and it crushes with attack, so it's solid. It has great defense. It's a great Pokemon, and I know people would really like to use it. So I think that the place to put Beldum, Steven gifting you at 1 or it being a 1% encounter, I really do think that the Granite Cave room where you get Steven's letter is just so thematically perfect. There's a huge problem with this though. But obviously the reason it's perfect is it's a room that Steven is just hanging out in. It's literally the room Steven is hanging out in. What is Steven doing in this random room of like 100 square feet? Like, what is this man doing? I don't really like a gift. I don't see why he would gift you that. And that's too just in the face. But I think like a 1 to 5. What's Ralts? What is that? Route 102. It's Route 102. Gonna test my knowledge here. It's Route 102. Ralts is like a 4% encounter. I think 4% is the right amount. 1 is unnecessarily annoying. 4 is like you'll never encounter it unless you're looking for it. So yeah, he could mention he was looking for I was looking for a rare Pokemon. I do really like the idea of Meteor Falls, but that is Bagon's home, man. And I just don't know what, like, honestly, Beldum fits fine in Meteor Falls. Like, it makes total sense. But Granite Cave is just thematically so appropriate. Now for the downside. Okay, let's look at Granite Cave's encounters. Granite Cave has a problem in that there's already too many Pokemon here. Dude, it's literally called Steven's Room. Okay, so Generation 3. First floor, you get Zubat, Abra, Geodude, and Makuhita. Abra is available on Route 116, just north of Rustboro. Zubat is its first encounter is on this route. Geodude's first encounter is on this route, and Makuhita. I think there's a trade for it, but actual encounter. So, very first place you enter, there are 3 new Pokemon. B1F. You now have 3 more Pokemon. Sableye, Mawile in Ruby, Aeron. Okay, so you can in any game, that's 5. Okay, whether it's Ruby, Sapphire, or Emerald, there's 5 new encounters here, and technically this is not at the same time, so I'll give it a pass. There is also Nose Pass though. There is also Nose Pass. There's an unused event cave. Oh, that's going to be for post-game stuff. So, 5 new Pokemon, and if you want to bring back Mawile, 6, and we're going to add Beldum. That is a problem. Now, here's the thing. Zubat and Geodude can easily be pushed to Wimmis Cave, Wumple Cave, Wimple Wismer Cave. Okay, Rusturf Tunnel has Wimpus. Like, what is it doing? Why is there a single Pokemon in that cave? I think the distribution is handled really poorly. Rusturf Tunnel, it just sucks. It's got guaranteed terrible Pokemon. And even if you made it good, you don't want to catch it because the first gym is rock. Like, why would you ever catch, like, normal types in this gen suck because the first 2 gyms are rock and then fighting. So it's bad and then worse. So I think that adding Zubat and Geodude just give you a little more time to train both of them up. And that's nice. They fit in that cave fine. Cool. Abra doesn't really need to be there, but it's there and it's fine because it's not a new encounter. Makuhita absolutely belongs here. Aeron absolutely belongs here. I don't know about removing Sableye, but I can certainly see it. I think one of the problems is that, like, a lot of the encounters here, like, why would you want to pick up an Aeron or a Geodude? It's kind of weird. Like Geodude right before the fighting gym. Anyway, I could see remove Sableye, make it a Rock Smash encounter. I could see that. And then actually, the cool thing is if you push Sableye, you actually let its stats be able to be better, right? Because if it's super early, you can't buff its stats much because it's going to be too strong in the early game. But if you push it to like a later encounter, you can actually push it so that it's viable. And the same goes for Mawile. So I think I would be in favor of removing Sableye, or not adding Mawile and removing Sableye, pushing them later. And then you've got Aeron and Makuhita as the new encounters. And then in Steven's room, you've got the special Beldum. That's how I would handle it. So I'll write that down. Beldum to Steven's room. Remove Sableye, Mawile, Zubat, and Geodude in Rusturf Tunnel. Yeah. So also, if you switch Banette's special attack and attack, it would be a huge buff considering it learns amazing support moves. It's true. I definitely think Banette probably will want to be the special attacker ghost type, and then like attacker, and then Dusclops will probably keep its like more defensive role. I think those are what those two are meant to be. Would you give the BF move tutors to the main game? No, I don't think so. So, also, yeah, Sableye does wall brawly, which is possibly an issue. Oh, Mount Pyre makes more sense lore-wise because it feeds on gems. Anyway, gonna get back to some of these donations. So, starting with Sergeant Pickle beats Smith, Crag, and Webra. You get the Eon Aurora Mystic ticket. That's a pretty sick idea. We're gonna throw that in. I like that. My P-Brain definitely doesn't have suggestions as I'm not familiar with Gen 3. I'm just enjoying watching the discussion taking place. Can't wait to watch Emerald Legacy. Thank you, Heather. What's up? Welcome. Good to see you again. And yeah, we're all here for it, so thanks a lot. Anonymous with 15 says, would love to see the early game bugs. Beautifly and Dusclops buffs so they remain viable late game. Maybe delay the evos a few levels for extra base stat and maybe a bit stat min maxing. Yeah, viable. We've done a little bit to them. We've fixed their learn sets and given them better moves, so they're definitely going to be more viable. The early bugs are never going to be like S tier Pokemon, just simply because that's not like what they're. The problem is people go like, and you get it, like people go like, well, Beautifly is my favorite Pokemon, so I want it to be S tier. But not all Pokemon are meant to serve the same archetype, and these Pokemon are meant to have an early evolution and good. But we also respect that people want to be able to use them. So like taking them out of like D tier and maybe making them like high C or even B is kind of like, you know, you make them usable, right? So, yeah. So what else are we looking for? My daughter really likes Delcatty, so any plans to make it better? No specific plans yet, but we are going to make Delcatty better. It'd be funny to make it like the Nidoking of this generation. We can't do that, but it's going to get some stuff for sure. Red Kaiju says in-game events, that gives us, the in-game events. Slytherin, Feebas as a gift NPC for the beauty contest. Where are we here? Steakman versus Arbok says, I saw someone in the chat say this and decided to donate to ask you. Please give Linoon extreme speed. That might make it the most overpowered Pokemon in the world. Belly Drum plus extreme speed is basically just a win the game for free button. So probably not. But it is cool. Yeah. Secret bases. Have your staff's characters and characters from past games have secret bases you could find in Battle-In with clues to the final base location as a post-game pseudo Elite Four. That's a really fun idea. I love the creativity in that. Thank you. That's just like really fun. That's like I love that. Yeah. Thanks. Thanks, Shadow Dragon. Novakai says, in regards to Sceptile, I was thinking of it in regards to what changed with Hitmonchan in Yellow Legacy with a boosted attack to cover his checks and supports, with the buff Leaf Blade supporting lowered special. Yeah, so we talked about this a lot in the last stream. I don't know how much I want to change one of the most like iconic and like familiar Pokemon. I think it's like one thing to change a Pokemon that comes super late and has no reason to use, but you know, as soon as you start like we haven't really messed with any starter stats, and I don't know if we really want to do that yet. So I believe Charizard got +5 or 10 special, and that's the only change a starter has got in Legacy so far. Yeah, like we didn't even touch Meganiums, guys. So I think that's the thing you got to remember is like you're getting a little bit ahead of the gun when it's like, okay, we got to like buff its attack and all then like, you know, like, do you really also want to lower its defenses anymore? Like it's pretty frail, you know? And yeah, plus 10 and the plus 10 special for Zard was just matching what it had in Gen 2. That's why we did that. I think there's a way to make Sceptile feel really good while it's still feeling like a Sceptile. And I think people are really hasty to make changes that like utterly change the identity of the Pokemon. So just got to be really careful with that, I think. However, I will say we've given Sceptile Swampert basically has 5 base stat more than the other two. It's got 535. The other have 530. So we've given Sceptile 5 more special attack to take it to 110. And why that works is the other two starters also have an attacking stat of 110. Swampert is more spread out, but basically Blaziken is 110 attack, 120 attack, 110 speed. Sceptile now with this change is 120 speed. Or no, sorry. Blaziken is 110 special attack. Sceptile is 120 speed, 110 now special attack. And I think that really feels nice. Blaziken got 5 speed to take it to 85. I wouldn't want Blaziken to be any faster. So yeah, I don't think we're going to see any more changes on the starters. The thing is you just have to like make the most subtle changes you can to make it feel good. And I'm hoping that we can do something. Anyway, a guy called Zen Mode. I'm familiar with Zen Mode. Made an interesting video fixing Delcatty, playing with movesets and giving it a unique role. I'll have to watch that. I got an idea from him before of giving Pidgeot extreme speed. That was an idea from Zen Mode that I really liked. So he's got some great content. I'd love that. Mirage Island definitely has a lot of potential. I don't have any ideas for it currently, but there's a lot of potential. So again, Novakai, thank you so much for all the donations. I think you had another one, so I'll just go straight to that. Last bomb. Sorry for the spam. Sceptile has always been my favorite grass starter, and it bothered me that its attack was low ever since RS with its amazing physical pool. Yeah, so we're gonna be keeping it as a special attacker. I think that's its niche that it wants to be. And it's not a bad physical attacker. It's just not meant to be one, right? Blaziken, Swampert, Sceptile, stat compare. Is that a thing I can do? I don't know. Maybe someone's made this image already. Dang, it's been done for megas, but not. I mean, I guess if you just look at the megas, you get the same ethos. Never mind. The point is that Sceptile is a special sweeper. It's really all it is. So there's nothing we can really do about that, unfortunately. I think everyone, yeah. So yeah. Anyway, thank you so much for all the donations, though. I love the love for Sceptile. It's gonna get love, but you just got to remember what Legacy's trying to do. So thank you so much. And let's see a round of love for Novakai, just like the flex god of this stream so far. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. Make Glacia a grass type E4 and name her Gracia. Now, that is like the most absurd idea I've ever seen, but I'm writing it down because it's hilarious and actually kind of like based. Gracia. Oh my God. Yeah. Glacia and Gracia. I feel like you need a like post-game character called Gracia, and Glacia is replaced by Gracia post-game. That would be so fun. There's no grass specialist in Gen 3, and I hate it. Yeah, Breloom, Ludicolo, Shiftry, Cacturn. It's just kind of another grass. So Sceptile. There's another grass type in this game that I can't think of. Anyway, that's so incredibly smart. I love it. Please help Tropius. Oh, Tropius, yeah. Exactly. Yeah, Tropius is a late game Pokemon, no stage, that probably wants some better stats. It's so funny. I think it probably needs some fixing. I don't. Oh, Roselia. Oh God, yeah. Thick fat. I don't know if we're gonna change abilities. We might like update abilities. Like some are really bad. Maybe like even sturdy. The problem with it sturdy is that it's useless as is. Are Gracia and Glacia twins? Gracia doesn't exist, Bryce, but it's amazing. Immediately wants to replace a character. Yeah, but I'm not gonna, is the thing. I just think it's a fun idea. In favor of the removed. Oh, dude, what's her name? Is it Abby? Chelsea? Is it Chelsea? This is her. Courtney. Yeah. What the hell happened to Courtney? She's in Pokemon Ruby only. And so the thing is I never played Ruby as a kid, so I didn't know about this girl for a long time. I only knew about like Matt and them. But I mean, she's not good, but yeah, like I really feel like Courtney should come back. Glow up. Yeah, she actually did get such a glow up. Holy shit. But there's a few Team Magma. I guess that's it. But anyway. Oh, she got popular in Oraz. Yeah, I don't see why you couldn't bring her back. I think that would be fair. And then the other thing is Maxie can actually be like strong and not have this like weak ass team. Glacia can have HP grass in Gracia's honor. Gracias. Looks like Gracias. Swamp Wand with Mirror B. Yeah. Feels like might be jumping ahead a little, but can you catch Rayquaza before the... You can catch Rayquaza before the E4, which civilizes the end game. Maybe nerf it from level 70 to 45. Yeah, there's something needs to be done. Like, I'm doing a top 10 Pokemon in Emerald. I would argue Rayquaza is the second best Pokemon in Emerald behind Swampert, even though it only helps you in 5 fights. It's like 5 free fights. If there was a Pokemon that just like made the first 5 gym badges free, I would say that's pretty good too. Swampert is better overall, I think, but Rayquaza is so good that like I didn't even count it on the list because it just kind of like breaks the game. So yeah. I don't know. I really don't know what the play would be. To make it post game feels a little bit wrong, but to yeah, I don't know, like a level 45 just feels weird. Maybe 55. Like 55 would probably feel a little bit better. Level 50. I think it needs to be higher than 40, right? Because isn't that what Groudon and Swampert are? Like 55, 50, yeah. 70 is a lot. And I feel like some people have said like that the Hoenn Elite Four is balanced around Rayquaza. They like it's balanced to assume that you catch Rayquaza, which is, you know, oh, they're 45. But anyway, they're so overpowered that like people just don't use Rayquaza because it feels like cheating. It's not really good game design. Maxie and Archie having Sun Rain based teams, definitely. Neely and Nomadic and Vals and STM, thank you for subscribing. Tamus says, has Jirachi and Gen 1 fossil Pokemon been addressed? There will be a way to get them all. Yeah, that's really all we can say for now. I'd introduced Beldum earlier, but it has to be a gift from Steven because it's in the spirit of Pokemon. It's Steven's ace. I don't really like it being so in your face. That's just so Oraz to me, and Oraz sucks. Like no. I really don't like a free gift pseudo. Like that's just like so Gen 6 vibe. You got to go out of your way to get it. Like if you want it, you got to go catch it. Yeah, Oraz X and Y. Oraz giving you a Lottie. Like no, I love it. I love the idea, but like not for Gen 3. That is just it's just not Gen 3 vibes. Masquerain should be bug water all the way through. Okay, here you go. Here you go. Masquerade. I just want to know what you guys think. I'm not considering your opinion on this. I'm not considering your opinion on this, but I want to know what you think. Just because I'm curious how many people want to change. It's not gonna change. We've never changed a type, guys. There's so many water Pokemon in this game, and you're saying you literally have the audacity to sit here and say this game needs another water type. Like I want you to think about the 73% of you that are voting for it to become a water type. There's too many bug flying types. Are there though? Are there? Are there? Okay. Beautifly. Ninjask. 3. I think you could say maybe there's too many. Oh, what's that? 46 water types? Does anyone here know what this ROM hack is? I'm actually disappointed in you guys. Like you're in the wrong place if that's what you want to do. I really think like if you think that this is what we want to do, you are just not even at the right stream. Like leave. I'm joking, but like what the fuck? What the fuck, guys? Like be better. Am I getting mean? I'm sorry. I just feel like a water flying type that gets like I think it should get access to water moves. You asked us. Fair enough. The cool thing about Masquerain is it's actually pretty cool in the Tate and Liza fight because it avoids anyway. Yeah. So maybe just never ask chat anything. Take away Torchic and Mudkip's dual typing. Bug flying is maybe the worst type combo in the game. It's true. It's really true. It's really unfortunate because water would make it such a more interesting Pokemon. And Surskit is already water. I think if there was one candidate for getting a type change, it is Surskit. But let's just do a poll. Let's do another poll. Let's do another poll. Start a poll. Sceptile. Type change. Stay grass. Get a second type. Stay grass. I'm just curious how chat votes in general. I'm really curious to see. Okay, 39% say get a second type. 40. Let's do another one. I already made a physical copy for Emerald Legacy. That's sick. Okay, so only 42% of people think that Sceptiles should get a second type versus 58% say stay grass. Okay. Okay. I just am curious what chat leans to. Gyarados. Become water dragon. Stay water flying. I'm testing you. I'm testing you, chat. I'm testing you to see if you're like what chat thinks. Okay. Chat, 86% says stay water flying. Maybe I overreacted. Maybe I overreacted. I'm just asking this question to see if you guys can vote correctly. And I think I'm actually seeing. Okay. I just do that to say I respect the decision for people to want to make Masquerain bug water. I see the weight in this more now. So thank you. I don't know, man. We've never changed a type. Poor Surskit or Masquerain. Now we now do Masquerain again with no one in here. Now do Masquerain again. No one in here has a spine. Okay, let's see. Masquerain. Bug, water, bug, flying. This is fun to see what people think. How did you become so good at coding all this? Craig. I just learned it. Like it's like a lot of banging your head against a wall and figuring it out. Watching tutorials. But anything that's complicated, it's Craig, and he has a computer science degree and is like really smart. So yeah, 69% for bug water, 31 for bug flying, 32. Sheep. I will die on bug flying hill. Here's the thing, guys. How would you feel if your favorite Pokemon had its type changed? The reality is someone's favorite Pokemon out there is Masquerain. And they like it as a bug flyer. Now, do I think its stats need to be improved? Yeah. But I don't know. Delusional. 5 people. Yeah, it also has Intimidate. Like it's good if it had good stats. Also, like if it was bug flying but like could learn all the water moves, that would be cool. Access to surf, maybe. Yeah, we'll be able to complete the national dex in Gen 3. Yeah. All right, let's keep going through these super chats. Would you give low chance to catch Beldam in Steven's room? I think so. Thanks, Hollow Knight. Wondering Warrior says coincidentally Slam would be a great dark type move. Slam is just like the move, like Slam just gets moved around depending on what type needs another move. Can Maxi Archie use weather? Absolutely. A guy. Oh, thank you, Jarvis and Sam M for subscribing. Honest Lagos is a guy called Zen Mode. Oh, yeah, we got that one. Happy Masquerader. Spiced up Pacifilog. Yeah, Pacifilog needs some love. It's in a pretty rough place. Like there's no reason to even go. Like you don't have to go there at all. I shouldn't say there's no reason, but you can just have a fine playthrough never going there. I know nothing, but I'm getting hung up on the should movesets be looked at first before thinking of type change and vice versa. Absolutely. Like this is more of just like a sort of spitballing stream, but basically how we balance Pokemon is fixing moves first, then fixing learn sets, then if a Pokemon still feels bad, changing its stats. So there's two steps even before stats, and that, or actually even before stats would probably be availability. And if all that doesn't work, then stats. And we've never changed a Pokemon's type before, so yeah. Anyway, yeah. Dragon Man PL swap one. Are adding later gen dark moves not allowed? Yeah, so there's nothing. We've never added anything from a future generation. It's all modifying the game within itself, which is probably the 8th millionth time you've heard me say that, and you're like, yes, Pat, I get it. But unfortunately, not everybody does, and that's fine. I get it. You're new here. It's all good. But yeah, you just got to think, what is in Gen 3? How can I play with that? Sorry, I can't stay to watch. I think I got that. What is the plan to fix Glacia? Would giving Glacia a buffed Piloswine and a Sneasel help her? And maybe 2 Walreins? I don't even know if that would be that good. Permahail. Yeah, it might take something like Permahail, actually. Is there an Ice-type cast form in this gen? Also, I think Hail needs a buff. So I think at least make Blizzard 100% accuracy. And then also, I don't know if it would be too much to make Hail boost special defense on ice types, but I think it's worth considering. Definitely the same for Sandstorm for special defense. Tyranitar on Steven in that case would be so sick. Because it has Sandvale in this generation. So that would be pretty cool. But yeah, I think buffing the weather is definitely something that needs to happen. Where are we at here? Easy way to nerf Swampert is add more Sunny Day Solar Beam teams, plus a final rival battle with Final Evo. Another Wally scene between Mavel and VR would be good, and also being able to use Pre-Gym 5 would also be nice. Yeah, so there's a lot of ideas in there. Let's go through them, Lucas. I think Sunny Day, like, Sunlight needs to be added to some routes. I think, like, you know the route right after the raining one? Where it's like raining and there's like some thunder teams and rain teams. I think it would be cool if that next route had sunlight. So it was like Sunny Day. I think that would be really cool. And then you could play on that. Maybe even sooner, but that might be too early. But I do think like the way they have raining routes, you could have that like really sunny route have maybe be like Sunny Day or something. And yeah, like some Chlorophyll, Sunny Day, Solar Beam teams. I think really the biggest reason Swampert is so good is because one, it has a lot of good matchups through the gyms, and two, there's nothing that really threatens it. So just in making more things that threaten it, actually will make it not so utterly dominant while still remaining good. Final rival battle with Final Evo, definitely. Another Wally scene, absolutely. And I almost think that maybe that Wally fight in Mauville should be the second fight with him, and the first time he catches his Pokemon is your first fight. I think that would be fine. He's like, oh, I just caught a Pokemon, let's battle. And Ralts being usable pre-Gym 5. That one I'm not sure. it is the second best Pokemon in the game, just behind Swampert. So I don't know if it's that it's really bad to begin with. Maybe slightly better stats, but it's pretty good still. It is useful in the Brawly fight. Like, it is actually useful. So yeah, thanks a lot. I already made a physical copy. Could we lower Exploud's evolution so it can be used in Norman's gym battle? Yeah, I like that suggestion a lot. I think Exploud does evolve too late. We've made a few changes to evolution levels before, so we're open to doing that. It's definitely a later down the road thing, but Exploud is just so late in general. Like, it's kind of bad. Like, is it 45? 40? Like, these just aren't the stats of a level. Sorry, you can't really see them, but these just aren't the stats of a level 40 evolution. These are like the stats of maybe a like maybe a level 26 evolution. Yeah. I don't see why Exploud shouldn't have like 530 base stat though, honestly. It either needs more stats or an earlier evolution. And I think probably more stats. Like, I think it's cool that it's like a normal type 3-stage that actually gets like a 530. Like, that'd be kind of cool. Kind of like a Flygon or a Walrein. I think that would feel better on it. Give Archie... Wait. Sorry, I just got to get caught up here. Question should have been Water Dark Gyarados. Oh, I see. Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know how quite to ask this. My favorite Pokemon is Houndoom, which was available only through a secret post-game area of Safari Zone and non-functioning Altering Cave. Can we do something about Altering Cave? Yes, that's going to be the key to bringing in all the Pokemon for the decks, will be Altering Cave. I do think there's a case to be made that Sydney should have a Houndoom. I think it'd be probably, like, honestly, Sydney probably wants a Tyranitar too. Maybe Steven would want a Tyranitar though. But if Sydney had a Water Dark, Grass Dark, Fire Dark, I think that would be really cool, and Houndoom would fill that in. And then you could remove Mightyena too. Maybe, yeah, like, and that's Absol. I don't know. There's some interesting things there for sure. I just don't like the 2 grass types. It's just kind of eh. I also think Sharpedo. Anyway, whatever. Where are we sitting here? Do you plan to have us be able to complete the national decks? Yes. Thanks, Walter. Thanks, Tajirai. Again, good to see you. Good to see you back here. Give Beldum Splash. That's just cruel. I'm not a fan of just making it unusable. I don't see why you can't use Beldum. I'm fine with that. Closer to side grades as compromises. Oh, shit, Hatzer. Oh my God. You are so incredibly genius. Wow. Oh my God, that's so smart. Give it the Scyther Scizor treatment. Oh my God. Oh my God, that's so smart. Okay, so for anyone that doesn't know, Scizor and Scyther are side grades. I feel like a lot of people don't really know this, but Scyther is bug flying. That's ironic. And has 500 base stat. Scizor is bug steal and has 500 base stat. This is what we call a side grade, where Scizor is the better Pokemon, and we for a few different reasons. But there are contexts where Scyther is just better. And in theory, like, again, because I know competitive, like, Scizor is really good and Scyther isn't, like, in a playthrough, there's a case to be made that Scyther's better than Scizor because it has high attack and high speed. It gets access to Swords Dance, whereas Scizor loses all that speed. And so there's actually a case, like, in Gen 2, Scyther's actually better than Scizor, I would argue. Even if you like with perfect availability, like, you get Scizor like at the 4th gym by like thiefing Magnemites and trading. Scyther is still better because it gets Swords Dance and has like good attack. Scyther can just like sweep the game with Swords Dance. So this is what's called a side grade, where the Pokemon changes but isn't necessarily better. Like, you know, Blaziken, Combuskin to Blaziken, there is no reason outside of like Eviolite that like Combuskin is better. Do you know what I mean? But in this game, in Gen 2, there is a thing called a side grade. Onix and Steelix aren't this. Steelix is just basically strictly better. But Scyther Scizor actually is a kind of cool case of this. I think Surskit Masquerain would be so cool as side grades. Holy shit, I love that idea so much. So Surskit would have to be pushed a little bit later because it would just be a single stage, basically. So that way you're not adding any more water types, but Surskit would have like Masquerain would get a stat buff, and then Surskit would mirror those stats, but it's water bug. And so then you get the best of both worlds. God damn, that is such a sick idea. Who was that? Hatster. I really like that. It would just have to be a bit later because like 450 base stats would be too strong at the start of the game. Jesus Christ, that would be so strong. And then yeah, the way it would evolve Fair Frozen. You could What is Surskit's ability, by the way? Oh, it has Swift Swim. That's actually like pretty solid. I was expecting something terrible. I think Swift Swim would be fine to keep. That seems like too big of a change to me. I don't feel like anyone ever runs Surskit anyway, though. Ooh, a Sunstone. It burns out the water. I feel like that's too far. I feel like that is so much better than like just changing Masquerade's type and like just destroying Masquerade's identity, even if its identity sucks. If you saw Surskit on an opponent team, you would not assume it to be good. It's true. Nobody uses Surskit. Say what you want, but this is better. Also, we could just not put Surskit on any teams, and it could just be for the player. Level Surskit while holding the 3DS upside down. That's funny. Dragon Sceptile is less far out than this idea. I don't think this idea is crazy at all. Yeah, there's just so many water Pokemon. Like, yeah, I'm so in love with this idea. I'm sorry. Thank you, Reina. But, like, you guys are just... I think you guys are wrong. And I think this is... Maybe not necessarily that this is the best idea, but I think that this is so massively better than changing a Pokemon's type. Makes it kind of lame to... Caesar not having good stabs make it useful for a playthrough. Caesar's not in Gen 3, so don't worry. Don't worry. It's not in Emerald, so you're chilling. Right? You can't catch Scyther in Gen 3. Yeah, no. Getting buffed is still a get 3 bug type. You could have traders use it. It would be fun mid-game challenge. But simply making Surskit's availability earlier. Surskit's available. Oh, it is kind of life. What I'm saying, though, is I would 100 times rather make Masquerain a side grade or Surskit a side grade then change its type. Like very against changing its type. And so maybe this isn't a good idea, but like, what if I told you that there's no way Masquerain is changing its type? Yeah. Poll. It's not up to a poll. Like, it's just like a hard rule for the series. My favorite mon is Tropius. Make it Grass Dragon. Actually, that would be cool. But god damn it, like, guys, come on. Like, no. I really need to say, like, stop asking for type changes. Like, it's not up for question. Like, type changes are just no. It's been no forever. An overlooked part of the game is berry acquisition and farming. I'd love to see some attention to berry availability and farming quality of life. I think it'd be cool if you could get an item that, like, automatically makes a berry grow. Like maybe you get like a few of them or something, and like composter or something, or just like miracle seeds or something, and you just, or like miracle grow, and it just instantly grows it. That would be kind of cool. Or maybe a late game thing, like a late game availability or move, like overworld interaction, like bone meal kind of thing. Yeah, and then it just instantly grows. You're like, oh, I just need a citrus berry for this fight, and like boom, be kind of cool. Give Archie a second. Okay, this is funny. Make Blaziken and Sceptile water ground. Gen 4 mulch. Yeah. Can you make Tropius a grass flying type? Okay, finally a good question. Have you considered adding new grass patches to current areas such as Mount Chimney or the top of Meteor Falls where all the craters are? I don't know if the game really needs it, but I wouldn't be opposed to it. Give Glacia a Jinx. Yeah, she probably wants a Jinx. Jinx and Piloswine from Kemi. John says just the Jinx. What if Mega Grunts about halfway in have sunny day teams and Aqua Grunts have rain teams? 100%. Certainly like Archie and Maxi for sure. Those fights gotta finish in sun and rain. What about random weather on routes? Say 10% chance to have a weather, which could change encounters. That would actually be a cool idea. I don't think that would mess things around too much. But probably wouldn't be able to be random. It would probably just have to be set on each route, because then we can build the route around around it. But I do love the idea of experimenting with more weather routes, because I think Gen 3 really is like the weather area, the weather region. Hoenn is. Lucas, I'm currently doing a hardcore Nuzlocke of Emerald. Ralts was my 102, and I was shocked to see its stats. I get not wanting to make the number 2 Mon even stronger, but Curlier for Brawly would be nice. Can you not get Curlier for Brawly? Is it level 20? Level 20. Yeah. I kind of agree with that. I guess that's the thing. Sorry, I said Curlia is good for Brawly, but it is over the level cap. So definitely something to consider. I don't know if it wants a massive change, but yeah, you really have to go out of your way. Yeah, you're not getting it without grinding or just feeding every single kill to it. But thanks, Lucas. I am aware of the Ralts. It's just that, like, Gardevoir is the second best Pokemon in the game. So like, remember you're saying like the second best Pokemon overall, like even considering this bad early start, like you're still saying like the second best Pokemon of the game needs to be better. No, we have actually already buffed Swampert, so I'm not saying it doesn't necessarily deserve buffs. I'm just, it's something you got to think about. Caesar not having a good stab in Gen 3, it makes it kind of lame to use for a playthrough. Maybe buff to Steel Wing. Oh yeah, I covered that. Surskit could be one's ace. It's an interesting idea if we were to go that route. I think that would be weird to change his ace, but it's definitely a consideration. Lower Curlia and raise Gardevoir. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to do with Gardevoir, but there's levers we can pull. Wandering Warrior says Cast Form Forecast ability can have a secondary effect that make weather moves last longer, 5 to 8 turns. It would have the niche of best weather setter with buff stats. I think that's definitely worth writing down. I think that's a very interesting idea. I like Cast Form a lot, and I want to see Cast Form usable. So definitely think that Cast Form needs some love. Starter Pokemon getting their hidden abilities through breeding might be a good idea to let them. I don't think the starters have hidden abilities in this game, so unfortunately, we're probably not going to be adding future abilities. Planning to give Draught Drizzle to more Mons. Yeah, I see like that's kind of like a low-hanging fruit of like obvious ideas you should do, but unfortunately, the storyline is kind of tied to the fact that Kyogre and Groudon set sun and rain. Like, they are the two Pokemon that have the ability to change the weather. So if you give that to a seagull, it kind of erodes the storyline. So, yeah, it's unfortunate. But I don't think it really. Yeah, T-Tar exists, but here's the thing. Tyranitar is not changing the weather, one. Because a sandstorm, you could argue theoretically, like a sandstorm is like whipping up sand. Here's the other thing, though. Godzilla, seagull. Mountain Eater, wet bird. T-Tar is the storm that is approaching. Like it makes sense for that guy. Like he kind of like he's like, yeah, like, okay, a Tyranitar can like make a sandstorm. Like that feels right. And that was also in the game already. Like Game Freak was like, yeah, that's chill. So I don't think we can unfortunately give the other Pokemon moves. Ooh. Here's a different idea. Surskit gets a stat boost with the Everstone. That's kind of cool. I don't know. I just want to show some love for Surskit, but I see it. It might be too much. I do see like there's obviously some hypocrisy because sometimes I'm like, no, that changes the game too much, and then there's other things I don't think changes the game that maybe you do think changes the game. So I'm only doing my best. Latios for Steven's team. I don't really think those Pokemon. I don't really see how those Pokemon are tied to Steven in Generation 3. I think you might be thinking about Gen 6, which is not the same story. Surskit stat boost with Everstone. It's kind of cool. Just have fun, Pat. Trivia question. Where is the Everstone in Pokemon Emerald? Let Norman ask if you want a double or single battle since his gym is all about choices. I think that would be a pretty solid gym to let be a double battle. And I also think it would be nasty. Oh, T-Tar isn't available. Isn't catchable? How would it be available? Oh, oh, that's sweet. You think Tyranitar's for you. No. I feel like Tyranitar is a really nice post-game boss, kind of on someone's team, like maybe like post-game Steven or champion Steven. Skill swap slacking. LOL, it's from Coliseum. Granite Cave. Good job, everybody. Spin to skill swap. I mean, I don't know if that's Gym 5 material, but it's certainly rematch material. God, I love that skill swap fight at the end of Victory Road. So cool. Will this be released before 2025? Yeah, goal is Christmas of this year. Yeah, if we leave all the trainers the same, like in order, like Juan stays Gym 8, I definitely think he wants to become a double battle, because otherwise he just can't differentiate himself. But we're talking about potential flips. Yeah, the problem with the Everstone is that it's so early. Could you make Feebas evolve through level up? What do we think about that? I don't know if I really would want to change that, especially if you get an easy Feebas. I think there should be effort to get Milotic. I think it's a pretty good Pokemon, and it's like if you really want it, you got to be serious about it. Because I can already see it being the like the Houndoom of Gen 3, where just every single Hall of Fame team I see for Legacy has a Milotic on it. Yeah, it's not that hard. Friendship evolution. Make the beauty standard lower. Yeah, I kind of agree. Like, that's what makes it iconic, is like the fact that it has to become beautiful. Like, it's such a unique evolution. But maybe make the berries easier to get. Like that, yeah. We got to put lipstick on the ugly fish. Is it too overpowered to give Wallace a Suicune? I mean, we've definitely handed out some legendary birds. But I don't know. Honestly, though, Wallace like feels like it like has the same vibe. Like, why does he just have Suicune energy? It's funny. Wallace is easier than Steven. Really? Okay, here's a question. Assuming you have the best starter, which champion is harder? Who is harder? I guess Blaziken is the best. Steven with Blaziken. Or Wallace with Swampert. That awkward moment when the water starter is better than the grass starter at fighting the water champion. Steven with Blaziken, Wallace with Swampert. Yeah, I think I gotta agree with Wallace. The thing is that Steven is just like kind of like gets wrecked by water moves as well. Oh, Steven with Swampert is easier? I was such a Torchic. Guys, I'm so Torchic pilled, okay? I only played Ruby Sapphire with Torchic. I'm sorry. I can see it though. It totally makes sense. I guess my thought was just that Blaziken provides something a little different that like Swampert can kind of just like be replaced with another water. Oh, show off his team. Yeah. Seven Stone. Oh my god. The heck is Seven Stone? Steven Stone. So oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. 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 Just give it a there we go. I think the thing with Steven is if he wants to become champion, he needs to like get better. I love the fossils. I think rock grass and rock bug is like very neat types. And Metagross is obviously sick. Surf, EQ, switch, surf, EQ. Yeah, okay, Swampert is actually... I lied, guys. Swampert is really good for this jam. Okay, never mind. Yeah, like, Aggron just sucks. Also, what the fuck? But just... I think Aggron, there's a pretty big case to just swap it for Tyranitar. Yeah. Yeah. And here's the thing is Emerald is a lag up in difficulty. So if there was a Steven in Emerald as champion, he would have had a much better learn set. You do see like Sydney and every other one get like a lot of coverage. Like I think Phoebe's a good example. I think Phoebe is like really okay, so Phoebe is like her only like real coverage move is like Ice Beam and Earthquake. Like I guess Psychic. But everything else feels pretty standard. It's just like Ice Beam and Earthquake. But then this team gets like Rock Slide, Thunderbolts. It's honestly not as much as I thought, but I guess it's really just like Rock Slide and Thunderbolt. Yeah, it's not as impressive as I thought, but it's better. Phoebe would be great with him a while. Yeah, why does that actually feel so appropriate? It's weird. Phoebe, cool with a Mawile. Aggron is kind of iconic for Steven. Maybe buff Aggron. Buff Aggron. The way you buff Aggron is you give it ground typing. The problem with Aggron is that in a like player versus environment, like PV, not PvP. Jesus, my brain is getting fried. You know what I mean? This is just really easy to play around. There's just nothing about this that is hard. PvE, thank you. There's nothing there's nothing hard about like bringing out a Gardevoir with Thunderbolts and one-tapping Aggron because it has 70 HP and 60 special defense. Or pulling out a grass move, or pulling out a fire move, or pulling out a steel move. Well, not steel move, sorry, but fire, grass, electric, ghost. In this case, it would have previously been dark. Like, I guess sturdy being good would help. We remove Rhydon from Blue's team for this reason. Yeah, like Pokemon with 4x weaknesses and really unbalanced defenses are really easy to kill in PvE. So maybe as like a player using Aggron, it's good, but it's just awful because of its awful special defense. I just don't really like it. Honestly, that's kind of it. I just don't. Honestly, though, if there's a Pokemon I don't like here, it's Claydol. I like the ground type, but Claydol has just, I don't know. Like, we've seen Claydol. It's pretty iconic. It doesn't need another spotlight. Even Skarmory, like, I don't know. Skarmory is so weird. Like, it's good to use, but it's so easy to kill. Like, you just need a Gardevoir with Thunderbolt and it's getting one shot. Thoughts on Steven becoming champion for round 1 of E4, then Wallace had assumed the champion position for post-game. That's kind of what we're thinking. So basically, rather than all of that happening like before the game starts, just like making it take place over the course of the game. Yeah, I don't know if you can remove his Skarmory. So I should mention, like, I don't think I would remove Skarmory. To me, Armaldo, Metagross, and Cradily are 100% safe. They're also interesting because like Cradily resists or doesn't take damage, super effective damage from water or ground. So there's actually like a bit of interesting sort of thought you have to do there. You can't just like water ground it. So there's something there. And even Armaldo is cool. The other thing is we're talking about giving Roxanne a Lileep and a Anorith for the first gym. Also because the typings really make a first rock gym a lot more interesting. And I think them showing up in the champion fight would be really neat. Like, I really would like that parallel where they're the first gym and they're the last fight. So these guys can probably still be buffed, but they're definitely staying. Obviously, Metagross is staying. I don't know. I feel like a Sandstream Tyranitar would be pretty cool. Would be pretty cool in this fight. Anyway, people have voted 65% that Wallace is harder. Piano says, are we updating Sturdy to act like Focus Sash for this game? Illuminate is really bad. How about having it acting like Bright Powder? I will have to look into Illuminate. But yeah, what do you guys think about Sturdy changing? Is that going to feel too weird in this game? Make Steven a double battle and you got a cool fight with the amount of potential Earthquake shenanigans. Yeah, that's the problem though, is if we just make everything a double battle, it's no longer Pokemon Emerald and it's just like Pokemon Coliseum 2. Sturdy changing would feel way too weird. Sturdy on Aggron would be sick. With Sand, Aggron isn't that weak to special moves. That's a good point. That's actually a really good point. Keep Sturdy. Sturdy change is super noticeable. LOL for the post game. Oh, Arrow. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think a post game Steven double battle would be sick. Yeah, so making Sturdy basically act like Focus Sash, like Gen 5 Sturdy. So in Gen 3, Sturdy just makes it so that you can't take damage from, like basically it makes it so you can't get one shot from Glacia's Walrein's Sheer Cold. Because that's the only one hit. It just stops Oko moves. Sturdy in future generations makes it so that if you're at full health, you can't get one shot. Go look at the ability pool. Abilities introduced in Generation 3. Airlock, Arena Trap, Battle Armor. What is Battle Armor? Is that like prevents the opponent from landing a crit? That's actually good. Chlorophyll, Cloud9, Compound Eyes, Cute Charm, Damp. I mean, there's some stuff here for sure. What does Illuminate do? What? Encounter rate increases? Oh. 20 of them are good and the rest are unusable. Wow, that is really bad. Anyway, Sturdy was changed. Yeah, I don't know. Battle Armor is really good. Oh, no, Battle Armor is great. I'm not scoffing. Like, it's amazing in Nuzlocke. It's actually one of the best abilities. Sturdy change will make first gym feel pretty different. You would have to not put Sturdy on the first gym. Illuminate should give +1 accuracy. That could be cool. Can be a clone of Compound Eyes. Something maybe. Please just leave Sturdy alone. Yeah, the thing that just sucks is like Sturdy sucks. So it's basically a non-ability. What learns Sturdy in Gen 3? So Geodude gets Rockhead and Sturdy, and that's fine. Like Rockhead is not too bad. Magneton gets it. Magneton would love it. And that's it for this. Oh wait, no, sorry. Skarmory, Nose Pass, Aeron, Relicanth. No, not Relicanth, and Regirock. Yeah, poor Relicanth, man. I wouldn't give Steven a Relicanth though, simply because it's a water type. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not super opposed to changing Sturdy. Like, I just saw a really good comment that said, like, Skarmory with Sturdy to secure at least one layer of spikes, and then if you try to set up, it has Whirlwind. Like, that actually is a pretty nice lead. Like, that is actually kind of cool. What's Steven's Meteor Falls team? That's also not very good. It's the exact same? Something changes. Metagross gets Shadow Ball. I think that's it. I think that's literally it. Armaldo, no bug move. Yeah, that's tough because Armaldo has really high attack. So it definitely wants a bug move. Yeah, guys, I really oh, we'll just give him an Excadrill. What does he use in other fights? Same pretty much. Aerodactyl. Let's give him Aerodactyl. We need more Aerodactyl in the E4 and more Gengar while we're at it too. Maybe a Charizard. Okay, so yeah, I just got to be honest. Like, I just don't think Steven has a very good team, and if we were going to make him champion, he needs a bit of love. I like this team moves. Need improvement in items. Yeah, you're right. We should probably give him a Dragonite too. Okay, actually, guys, here. Okay, so here's the thing. We give him an Aerodactyl because it's a rock type, so it obviously fits with the stone theme. But then, because we've added a flying type, it would be weird to just have two. So we can replace this bottom 3 row with just 3 Dragonites. And everyone loves Charizard. So we can replace the last, the Aggron with Charizard. And so then it would be Skarmory, Aerodactyl, Dragonite, Dragonite, and Dragonite. And honestly, like, if you really think about it, Skarmory's, like, not, like, gonna be in line with the rest of the team. So maybe we could add another Dragon type, like maybe Gyarados. Or we could even give him, like, a Zapdos. Like, that would be cool. Yeah, clearly Steven should have Zapdos. What about all 3 pseudos and 3 fossils? There's 4 pseudos. Keep Bird Keeper Lance versus Hiker Steven. That's funny. Piano Dan says, are we updating Sturdy? Oh, right. I just got that. Yeah, that's a big discussion. It would be a pretty big change to be doing that. You know, I suppose you could also just give Aggron and any opponents like a focus sash and give it Rockhead. I suppose that actually would be kind of cool. No Fakish. I think Steven should have Registeel. Oh, Focus Sash is Gen 4. God damn it. God damn it. Still just the Focus Band, huh? Yeah, Focus Band is awful because it's just a chance on every hit. Could be really useful, but it's really annoying. Change Focus Band into Focus Sash. See, I could see that in this generation more. But I still don't really like it. We do have more stuff to use now with pinch berries and stuff. That's a good point. Yeah, there are some cool berries. Oh my god, Focus Band at 25 would be so ridiculously awful. That thing was awful in Gen 2. Make Focus Band 100%. Steve can have Groudon. It would be so sick if Steven could have all 3 Reggies. That would be so cool. Even Groudon even fits on his team. That sucks, man. I would love that. A Frontier Brain does. Metagross, 2 fossils and 3 Reggies. It is worse Metagross. Here's the thing, though. Worse Metagross is much, much better than getting one-shot by, like, Breloom's Mach Punch or Swampert's Earthquake or probably Gardevoir's Thunderbolt, for that matter. Yeah, how would you make it work in story reasons? I mean, it probably wouldn't work, unfortunately. Reason I brought up HA is because starters only have 1 ability. You could give them a second ability. I think the thing is a really neat thing that Game Freak does is the starters all have the same ability for a playthrough. So it's kind of just like a special thing for the starters that I do really like them getting like Blaze and over boost or whatever. So I don't think it would be really fair to the starters to change that. Ooh, Zach's about to fight Roxanne in the first version. Most people want Starmie added due to its space relation and rare stone needed to evolve it. I feel like Starmie would be really weird on Steven's team. You're talking to like Starmie's #1 fan here. I just need to preface. I think they just want Starmie because Emerald Kaizo. Oh, yeah. I didn't say I want it. Okay. Regirock would also be really cool. The thing is there's so many cool Pokemon that work for Steven. I suppose the thing is that you should probably just try to keep Steven almost exactly the same as he is. There's so many Pokemon that work for Steven. I think if you were going to add something, Tyranitar. I really like Tyranitar because of Veil, but at the same time, a Sandstorm on entry to battle. Yeah. Registeel could work. I don't think do we think Tyranitar is too off? I'm totally like thinking about that myself. Don't worry, I'm not like definitely like I see it for sure. Like it is a rock type. I think the thing with Steven is that I just don't really see if that fits his vibe, unfortunately. The real question is, how do you counter the Swampert? Tyranitar deserves a win. I just don't know if it fits Steven's vibe. Well, I guess can I really say that when he has an Aggron? Like they are both like kind of both hitting that like I guess like kaiju vibe, you know? Okay, they're not that different. Tyranitar has never received a loss. Logic is loose for some of this. I agree. I'm spitballing. He rocks and has a steel bird. Oh, I see what you're saying. Or just Pokemon improved. Aggron's there because of Steven Steel trainer type of a vibe, no? Okay, but what is Claydol then? My problem is, like, I would love to throw Tyranitar on here, and Claydol is the one that doesn't fit, but Claydol also, like adding 2 Pokemon that are 4x weak to rock just kind of sucks. Resembles the Shikoi Dogu, a clay figurine from Jomon period of Japanese history. The name Claydol is a combination of the words clay and idol doll. Replace Claydol with Jirachi. Yeah, so I will say, like, don't even, like, Oras just doesn't exist, okay? Just don't even think about Oras. I think you're going to get caught up in stuff that doesn't relate to this game. What if you see Latios or Latios, depending on your choice? Is so bad because it's meant to be an impromptu team thrown together because he was asked to fill in for Wallace at the last minute. Yeah, I just found that out, and that actually might be from you, Rainer. I think you left a comment. Is that canon? That like Wallace was the champion and then Juan had to fill in for him? Is that canon in Gen 3 Emerald? Apparently he has Deoxys in Masters DX. Yeah, I would really encourage you guys to not look outside of Generation 3 and Emerald. A lot of people want to be like, well, in the anime and the manga, and while it can be nice to throw references in, it's not like canon, right? He has an all Hoenn team. Yeah, that's a really good point, actually. That's a really good point. He says that's bull. He has a Skarmory. Wait, I don't know. The manga is extremely lore accurate. To the manga? Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, Skarmory is not a Hoenn Pokemon. Holy shit. Holy shit. I've just been Johto'd. Oh my god. Oh my god. I never thought me of all people would say that. I had a brain slip. I know Skarmory is from Johto. That's so funny. It's a Slugma Skarmory. Like, that's the funniest thing is people think Skarmory and Slugma are Gen 3 Pokemon. It was just a brain slip, obviously, but dude, I freaking like Crystal Legacy. Like I don't, you know. Anyway, I'm done. I quit. I'm passing this job on to someone else. Ooh, Tamoose says thoughts on post game trades with gym leaders to obtain some Pokemon from the national decks after you beat them in a rematch. Yeah, I think that could be a fun way to like get additional Pokemon. I'll throw that in because it might be boring if it's all just like go catch 8 million Pokemon and under something whatever cave. Yeah, Flygon definitely no. Give Steven a Magcargo with water absorb. That would actually be pretty funny. Skarmory is easily the top 10 best Hoenn Pokemon, and he's from Johto. I don't know if I would say top 10, but Steven, I think it's too much to give Steven a Jirachi. Yeah, I think mythicals are pretty off limits, guys. Also, like, you're just doubling up on the same type. So I think it's a little much. Give him a Steelix. Steelix is not that great. Yeah, I gotta say, I agree with Roy. Like, I'm seeing some of the absolute, like, worst takes ever. T-Tar and Steven give Swampert a greater advantage. True. That's funny. That's a good point. So yeah, I think the biggest thing is you don't want 4 times weaknesses. And you know what? Maybe for this first fight, he just keeps this team. Stone Evolution to stick with the theme, but diversify his team. Like, I think there's that's a good question. Does Steven actually need to have his team changed? Like, sometimes you're like, well, I have a hammer, so I better hit that nail. And it's like, do you actually, like, you know, we can change it, so we better change it. And sometimes you got to ask, should you? I hate that I want like one of the Reggies so much, though. I think the Reggie is the Pokemon I want the most. Maybe in the rematch. Are the Reggies even good? Jesus. Let me guess. Reggie Ice has the worst stat spread. Oh, I see. And Steel's got to be the best, right? Honestly, his team won't be so bad if you change up their moveset and make it a Sandstorm team. Yeah, because then Aggron isn't an instant death to Surf. That's the thing. If you just make it so Sandstorm leads the fight, like it's just a Sandstorm in his room, and Sandstorm raises Rock type's special defense, that would do a lot for him. That would do a lot for 3 of his Pokemon, while the other 3 aren't taking chip damage, and you are. That would do a lot. Storm Drain. Oh, Gen 4, I see. So Suction Cups is kind of bad, right? Prevents other Pokemon from forcing the Pokemon with this ability to switch out for... This ability prevents other Pokemon from forcing the Pokemon with his ability to switch out or flee. Oh, so like you can't use Roar against it? Oh. Is C-Dot getting a buff? Yeah, we actually talked about that towards the start of the stream if you want to go back and check that out. Sandstorm is another Swampert buff. Not really at all, actually. I wouldn't say that's a buff. Just because you're not taking damage. Glacia with Hail, Drake with like Rain Dance, and Steven with Sandstorm. That'd be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool. I could also see one Elite Four double. It would probably have to be Sydney. Let's not think about that right now. Cut that thought out of the head. Make Wallace more prominent in the game at least. I think Cradilly would be cool with... I don't know. Abilities. What abilities interact with Sandstorm? Wait, I saw it. Sandstorm, Sandspit. Sand Force. I don't think that's, yeah. I think they're all later. Sand Veil is probably this generation. The accuracy of any move used against a Pokemon with this ability is modified by a factor of 4/5. A Pokemon that with this ability take no damage from Sandstorm if it otherwise would. Right. Ooh, Sandstorm cut Solar Beam in half. I don't think Solar Beam is going to be killing any like Solar Beam's pretty bad. Yeah, I think if Sandstorm is active and Sandstorm raises special defense by 50%, I think this becomes a much more interesting fight. I also think, where the heck did Steven Stone go? I also think that Cradilly is hard to kill with sand. That would be kind of cool. I feel like these guys I feel like this is kind of bad. Like, it just has no, it's kind of bulky. Come in. Oh, sorry. I thought my girlfriend knocked on my door. Yeah, it's good. But I do wonder if Sandvale would be like too much for it. Give Steven Magneton. Yeah, I definitely see it. I definitely see where you're coming from. 4 times weaknesses are just so bad on enemy teams, though. That's why it's work on a sand team, though, right? Replace Claydol with a random Reggie. Flygon for Steven. What? The previous guy has a Flygon. Is fun, but I feel like it's making the decision-making process harder for you. I mean, I just wanted the stream to be like just to talk. Like, I'm not trying to make any decisions today, so I am just trying to kind of just like sit in the sea of chaos. Yeah, Aggron is already 4 times weak to fighting, though. Exactly. Can you buff Overgrow, Blazing Torrent by giving the player an indicator when it's active? Oh my god. I've written this down before, but I so agree. Like, part of the problem, and I think part of the problem people are like, I want a starter to have a different ability, is because you just don't know when Blaze becomes active or Overgrow or Torrent. Like, you just don't know. And so you just kind of feel like your starter doesn't have an ability, even though it's sometimes active. So yeah, definitely. And also for Swarm is really good idea. It needs to be. It's kind of a quality of life thing. But I do also think it is a buff, having that knowledge where you're like, oh, okay, I can, if you know, then you can actually like attack better. Yeah, it's 1/3 of your health and you can do the math, but we don't all think that way. Also, the game doesn't tell you that that's what it is. It just says ups grass move in a pinch. My 12-year-old brain, like, what the fuck does that mean? What is a pinch? Can you, yeah, okay, cool. Is C-Dot getting a buff? Yes, I love C-Dot. Thank you, Big Magpie. C-Dot, I love him, so cute and lovely fella. Yeah, he's gonna feel a lot better. A happy Shake, Rave God. I vote for Reggie, either one. Cool. I think we're all past Gen Fossils and Crumbling Tower post game. Yeah, probably. Steven has the team in Emerald. Why when Wallace? Same team in Emerald when Wallace has such a good team. Yeah, Wallace's team is so good, man. Like, Wallace. Yeah, Pokemon. Look at this team. I genuinely don't know if you could make a better team with water types. I genuinely don't know if I would change anything. It does suck for grass types because there's only one Pokemon that grass types can really do well against. I mean, yes, if you could give him a Swampert, it would just be better, but it's basically Swampert. Tentacruel out, Walrein in. I don't even know. Like, maybe that would make it better, but I'm not even sure. Replace Wailord with Lapras. I honestly disagree. Like, Wailord is so good, and it's such an incredible lead. Because it starts, 90 special attack, but it leads almost always with Water Spout, which is 150 power. Unless you can, like, take it down, but it's so bulky that, like, you can't take its health down that much. And so, like your Sceptile, okay, water matchup, here we go. You just get wrecked by Blizzard. You maybe do half health with Leaf Blade. It's bulky. You can't deal with Milotic. Can't do with Tentacruel, Gyarados, or Ludicolo, really. I mean, I guess not really. My only issue with Wailord is this both Rain Dance and Water Spout. Rain should be set first. I can agree with that. I think that maybe a Rain setter, like if maybe it was Tentacruel as a Rain setter, like that would probably be an overall better strategy. Start Rain for Wallace Wan and Sun for Flannery. Definitely not Sun for Flannery. That's way too much for the 4th gym. I think those are very late game strats. I do feel like you could change this a little bit, but it's so well built, man. It is so beautiful. Like, this is like what Legacy would do if we had to make a rematch team for Wallace. Like, it would look something almost exactly like this, and I wouldn't touch it. Yeah, this is just like a masterclass on team building in Pokemon. It's the first, like, no, it's not the first, but it's one of the very few like perfectly built teams in this game. The other one is Tate and Liza. I think those are the two. Like, again, you are looking at like literal perfection. Like, how the hell a team with Lunatone, Solrock, and Xatu manages to be this good is insane. Like, this team has no business being this good. But man, it just works so well because, like, well, you know how it leads, right? Like, you either Earthquake and like you take Earthquakes to the face and let Xatu set up. So you're taking out one of these, but like, okay, you know, let's say you take down one. Lunatone comes out. It's got Calm Mind as well. It's got Hypnosis, Light Screen. Like, okay, you're not touching Xatu now with anything. But then you've also got Solrock with Sunny Day and Flamethrower. So, you know, if you thought your Steel type was going to get you through the game because you took out Claydol, sorry, no. It's a really well-built fight. It's really, really, really smart. Yeah, and I mean, you can just surf spam it for sure, but I think people are there saying like it's not that hard. Like, look at the members of this team and just try to say, like, it's not even like if you think it's hard. It's just like, how the hell is a team of these 4 Pokemon so good? Anyway, what are the rematches? They add a Slowpoke. What the hell? Drowsy and Slowpoke? What the fuck? What the fuck are rematch teams, bro? Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm a champion and you're adding Slowpoke to the team? I've beat the game. Oh my god, champion team. Oh, rematches are so bad. We're going to add rematches probably through the whole game, so you can just periodically go back and fight people. Yeah, what the fuck? Dude, this team is worse. Like, leading Hypno. Like, you lose your synergy. Yeah. Wow. I gotta look. I'm sorry. Roxanne. Show me Roxanne. Oops. First fight. You've now beaten the game. You're champion. I want to rematch you. With my level 35 Kabuto and my level 35 Onyx. You better watch out. Yeah, you just took out a team of like mid-50s, but you better watch out. Oh, you beat me. Well, I'm going to add a level 37 Ammonite to my team. And if that doesn't do it, I'll evolve it into an Almastar. And if that doesn't... Okay. Okay, so now she just becomes Gen 3 Brock. What? Dude, you're literally Brock. That's so sad. Like, where is the Relicanth? What? Dude, why are these rematches so bad? I've never looked at these before. I've never done them. Nosepass still as the ace is so funny too. Okay, Brawly. We have Gym Battle. We have level 33 Meditite. The Hitmontop. Weebra stonks. Okay, kind of what I would expect. Okay. Odds they add Hitmonlee and not Breloom. What's the under over? Okay, gun to my head. I have to just make the right decision to stay alive. It certainly could be Breloom, but gun to my head, they add Hitmonlee. I live. Let's go. Bro, fighting psychic. Yeah, no Heracross, no Breloom. They have to add it for the dex entry. Okay, fair. Still Focus Punch meta jam. Oh God, okay. Watson. Also, Wandering Warrior says, Focus Band rework. At max HP, the holder takes 50% less damage from attacks. Oh, that's way too strong, sadly. I think that would be... I think all those ideas are just, unfortunately, way too powerful. It just gives way too much of a buff. Unfortunately. But yeah, thank you. Anthony says Zangoose, Medicham, or a buff Mawile to Steven. I don't think that any of those Pokemon really fit. I think there's just like... Yeah, I don't really think any of those fit. Okay, Watson. Oh my God. Okay, so Electric Drake just disappears for a level 36 Mareep. Dude, this is... Okay, multi-scale Swampert people, you are getting bullied. I give permission to bully anyone that says multi-scale Swampert. You can tell it's the end of the stream. Mareep, dude. It's so cute. And I guess maybe that's why they do it, is just for the dex entry. Those bitchin' sweaters won't grow themselves. Damn, that is pretty based. Pikachu. Well, that's in the game, so you could have made that a Raichu. Ampharos, finally, Raichu. That's not a bad team. Like, that's still really bad. Now, chances they add my boy Lantern. There's no way, but chances they add my boy Lantern. Gun to my head. I see Rain Dance. I think they're going to do it. Oh, Electabuzz! You killed me, Watson. God damn it, dude. God damn it. Oh, you can get Mareep in the Safari Zone. Well, there you go. 3 Mons with Rain Dance. I mean, fair enough for the Thunder, but like, oof. Okay, let's move on. Flannery's got to be okay. Flannery. Oh, she gets the Meg Cargo and a Ponyta. And the Ponyta is actually not supposed to be evolved here. And it has Bounce. You know what? Best team we've seen so far, actually. GG, Flannery. Next, we add a Growlithe. Okay, so Rapidash, Arcanine. Oh, and Houndour. Okay, that's actually not bad. That's actually the best team. I mean, obviously, like, still fighting this after the champion is ass. Also, okay, guys, the requirement for like getting a rematch, by the way, is like after every 20 battles, there's like a 10% chance that you get called for a rematch. So it's not even like you can just go bang, 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 bang. Like, it takes a long time to even build up to this. And I actually like this team quite a bit. Like, I think with Sunny Day, yeah, this is kind of like Blaine energy, you know, but a little bit better maybe. Yeah, it's not bad. This isn't, it's not after the champion. These fights are all only after you've become champion. Yeah. Lantern over Electabuzz to distinguish him from Surge. Yeah, but Surge has an Electabuzz. Oh, you're saying it needs to. Multi-scale Swampert and add Recover at level 44. Yeah, I think you're right. Honestly, guys, should we just give Swampert Wonder Guard? Because, like, in a crazy way, Swampert basically feels like it has Wonder Guard anyway. I'm just kidding. Yeah, that's not the best. Okay, we're done here. I've seen enough. Grass type air balloon. Yeah, an item that makes it so that you can't get hit by grass moves and Wonder Guard. Something for beating all of Gabby and Ty interview battles. I like that. I think that's a really fun idea. Yeah, I'm gonna write that down. Okay, Norman. Great gym battle, by the way. Somehow a fight with a Spinda and not even final evolved Pokemon feels great. I love this fight. Okay, Chansey actually not the worst ad, I'll say. I feel like he should have a Vigoroth instead of Spinda, but like that's not terrible. These things hurt. Like, I actually think that this could be a tough fight after the champion, which is kind of funny, just because of the two slackings. Like, they're still slackings, you know? And they have one has Hyper Beam. This is like... Wait, how does skill swap work, though, in a singles? Does that... Am I missing something? How does skill swap work? Rematches are not post-game? All rematches are doubles. Oh! Okay, I didn't know that. Oh. All rematches are double battles. Huh. I actually didn't know that. This is like, I've never played these. But guys, these are post-game, right? I'm almost positive these are post-game. Can someone confirm that for me? Wow. Okay, so this is actually, like, really good. Like, skill swap into the first slacking. A level 42 slacking is going to, like, really cause issues to your team. Yes, it's post-game. They're lying for some reason. Okay, thank you. Thank you. This also has skill swap. Level 45. That's menacing. Menacing. Kangaskhan, sure. Sure. And final team. Ah, nice. I love Tauros. That's fun. Now we know why he kept Spinda. Yeah. That's cool. I actually think that's pretty sick. Like that's a pretty solid rematch. And I've never done the rematches, so yeah, they sound like post game. Spinda all the way. I mean, the skill swap is actually really good because basically what is scary in these fights are the slackings. So yeah. Oh God, Winona. Yeah, that's like the first good rematch. Well, I see where we're going with this, Dratini. Okay, so the other thing is if we make the rematches just like throughout the game and they're all double battles, that adds a lot of double battle content. Yeah, no Snorlax for Snorman is surprising. That would be cool. Anyway, so just swapping Swablu with Dratini. Sure. Oh no, not Noctowl. No. 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 I don't even like Dragonite here, dude. Oh. Oh. I don't hate Tropius getting thick fat. I think that could be interesting. Although chlorophyll is really good too. We love chlorophyll. Noted post-game threat. Hoot hoot. Oh, God. Oh. Yeah, Dragonite just feels so bad on this team. Like, it's like, what? Dragonite, what are you doing here? You should give all gym leaders E4 rematches 6 Pokemon. Yeah. Definitely. Okay. Do the E4 have rematches? Maybe not. Is there no rematches? Because they're like, this is 58, but I don't think there is. Aerodactyl would be, yeah, better. But Roxanne anyway. Okay, 1. Dude, Poliwag is worse than Love Disc. God. Self-destruct Snorlax and his other ones have Protect. That'd be fun. I think the thing that's cool about thick fat on Tropius is it's not necessarily what you want. Like, you might want to go with chlorophyll. I'll write it down. I don't know, but I think it's consideration. Yeah, we already looked at Tate and Liza. It was really bad. I can't be subjected to that again. Poliwhirl. And okay. Oh, Politoed. Okay. Okay, I respect the Politoed. That certainly is one of the water teams of all time. Is Perish Song useful in doubles? I guess like as like an endgame thing. Kingdra carry for sure. Kingdra's still carrying. Rest Chesto. Okay, Resto Chesto. Walrein doesn't even have a good ice move. Yeah, the 7.8 out of 10 team. The most 7.8 out of 10 team. Crawdon set hits hard. Oh boy. This is the first time I'm going to check it. Oh, been loving the content. Hey, what's up, Flash? Good to see you. I feel like I've seen you in some other streams, but maybe this is your first one. Maybe like other games. Yeah, that's... Man, like what the fuck is up with like Fissure and Guillotine? Is it possible to code in a shiny chance for trainer Pokemon? Yeah, you can do it in this game. It's not too bad. You could do it in the last game too, but definitely in this. Anyway, so there's no Elite Four rematches, I guess. Well, guys, in that case, yeah, that's it. That is it. What Omega Ruby? Oh, they just add a bunch of Pokemon that don't exist. Okay. Oh, Ruby Sapphire actually has a different team. Whoa. Yeah, Sharpedo. Whoa. Okay, in my brain, I was always like, yeah, I guess he always had a Crawdon. But like, no, he had a Sharpedo. I just think Sharpedo is better. I just don't even think like Swords Dance on Crawdon is enough to be like good. Like, okay, Crawdon, like go ahead, use your Swords Dance. Like you're dead. You're already dead. I just think Sharpedo is much better. Yeah, I remember Sharpedo using like Swagger on me. Also, what's up with Mightyena? Mightyena, oh, okay, keeps Crunch. Thank God. Okay, it actually, wait, Double Edge Crunch, Roar Sand Attack. Basically Double Edge Crunch, Roar Sand Attack. Like, what is Roar Sand Attack? Weird set. Weird set. Fake Out. Okay, pretty similar. Snatch. What the hell is Snatch? Increase after being used, if another Pokemon attempts to use a beneficial status move, the user of Snatch steals the move and uses the move itself instead of the original user. Will steal the first susceptible move that is used by any other Pokemon in the same turn. Is that ever useful? Like, again, like, what is with all these dark moves that just can't damage? Anyway, I guess we'll just finish this out. We already looked at Phoebe, and it's not massively different. I don't think Glacia is that different either. Yeah, it feels like a double battle competitive move. Okay, I don't think. Oh, she leads Glalie. She said, you know, I think I really need to lead with one of my Celios instead. Okay, pretty similar. Although they lose a lot of their water moves, which is arguably bad because then like they can't even deal with fire types. I hate this team. It's maybe the worst team ever conceived. And Drake, I think that's our last guy. We've already looked at the champions ad nauseum, so Shelgon. The problem with Shelgon's Protect is that it just gives you a free setup turn. It's really stupid. It takes Double Edge over Crunch. Take down Dragon Breath, Dragon Dance, Refresh. Double Edge, Dragon Breath, Dragon Dance, Air Lace. That's probably the better learned set. Yeah. Flygon, Fly Dig. Oh, it doesn't even have Earthquake. That's a pretty big L. That is actually quite a good set. Flamethrower. Like if I was gonna run like I would run Flygon in the Battle Frontier back in the day, and I would go like Flamethrower, Crunch, Earthquake, and like Dragon Claw. So that's actually a pretty good set. And then Salamence with Flamethrower, Dragon Claw, Rock Slide, Crunch. This is obviously Emeralds. Flamethrower, Dragon Claw, Crunch, and Fly. So they give a Rock Slide. Honestly, yeah, that's a buff for sure. This is the first Elite Four that Emerald team is actually better. Why do E4 have four Mons? Have you ever played a Pokemon game before? Feebas feels more worth it, and maybe make this. Well, I should get Feebas Milotic. Ooh! Probably only if Wallace. Yeah, there might be room for two. Stabfly should be better than Rock Slide. No, the reason is because it's good for ice types. Because it can take advantage of Salamence's physical stat to just one-shot ice types. You know, if you happen to be running a Glalie. Are you planning on giving the Pokedex the same treatment you did with the other Legacy titles? Yeah, hopefully. It's a big ask, but hopefully, yeah, because I know it's pretty big. Phoebe has no Pokemon over 465 base stat. That's tragic. Does Pokerust exist in Legacy? Still with its abilities from the originals? Yep, Pokerust exists in these games. Also good to see a Fox. Wandering Warrior, thank you. And Advice, thank you. And Juan, not Wallace. I just assume Steven Champ. Not an Emerald. Oh, Okay, Zach has just played the first iteration of like botched Emerald Legacy. The fight was fun until I got to Nose Pass. The bug where it refuses to rock tomb still persists, and it ended up doing nothing to my Shroomis. Need to look at that. Okay, so that's an AI thing, but that's fun to hear. I'm glad to hear that adding Lileep and Anorith make the fight a little more interesting. Oh my god, we're not giving Phoebe a Gengar. There have been 4 Gengar family members to appear so far. Haunter, Gengar. Anyway, we're going to call it there. It's been a long stream, guys. Thank you so much. I just wanted to brainstorm tonight, and that was it. Probably not going to stream tomorrow or for the rest of the week, but we've just had some like good momentum, and I thought rather than like break out these streams, just kind of like bang, 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 get them all out and get them all done. So again, thank you guys so much. It's been awesome, and I will see you later. Much love, and take care. Stay safe out there.